Hey everybody, welcome back to Dungeon of the Mad Mage. This is episode 141. We are slightly behind schedule tonight because I was late. I apologize. So we're just going to go ahead and jump into a little bit of a recap. Previously, in the Dungeon of the Mad Mage, the party had fought their way across the Sargoth River deep into Sea Hag territory. They discovered the corpses of Gurgle Brine and Coral Black and made their way north, where they found the transformed Olive Stillwater, Fury of the Sea. The Sea Fury was drunk on her own power, and all trace of the party's former ally gone. As the battle began, the party was attacked by giant crabs, Chesapeake and Fiddler, the former attacking with the fury of the plane of water, and the latter spraying bubbles that exploded with thunderous force. All the while, the party was harried by Olive, who continuously darted between the various pools of water in the chamber. Throughout the battle, the corpses of Gurgle Brine and Coral Black apparated through the room, instilling a supernatural dread within the party, a dread that the Fury of the Sea sought to capitalize on. As Bones recoiled in terror from one such apparition, Olive hit him with a wail, paralyzing him, and though the party felled Chesapeake and soon after Fiddler, they could not halt the next wail aimed at Bones. Unable to defend himself, the tabaxi was immediately dropped. Fortunately, the party was able to create some space, and Matashtai healed the rogue. After analyzing Olive's tactics, Ezrah realized that if she couldn't see them, and they couldn't see the ghostly apparitions, there was no way the Fury of the Sea could stop their hearts with sheer terror. Ezrah conjured a cloud of fog to roll over the area. Fiddler fell, and the party began a cat-and-mouse game with Olive through the fog. During the chase, Matashtai plunged into one of the pools of water and found himself in an entirely different place, deep within an immense body of water, massive, dark, tentacle shapes all around him. As the monk surfaced and pulled himself from the water, he warned the others that under no circumstances should they enter the pools. Ultimately, the party proved too strong for the Fury of the Sea. Ezra dropped his fog cloud, and the party unleashed on Olive, slaying her. As the Sea Fury fell, a tentacle reached out from the waters, attempting to claim the corpse. Matashtai grappled with it, keeping the body above the water as Ashes beheaded Olive, and Bones attacked the appendage, driving the tentacled horror away. Olive had been defeated, and the threat to the Legion neutralized. The party collected themselves and the heads of the hags before returning to Azraq's hold. That is where we fade back into the scene. You guys have all you've made your way through the Legion territory back to the western Stromkolder ruins, right? And I believe we had ended right as you all were arriving back at Azraq's hold. Is that what we said?
Sounds right to me.
Was there anything else that you guys wanted to do prior to returning to that location? Or is that good for you guys?
No.
I think it's good for me.
Okay. Then, your arrival is not a surprise, right? You are, you're announced, and in point of fact, right, as you arrive, hold up. My shit's frozen. Why is that scene frozen? Unfrozen. Thanks, Streamlabs. Motherfucker! Okay, Streamlabs, you're pissing me off. It keeps crashing every time I move to that scene.
You don't deserve that scene.
It did it again. It's the Windows capture service. Keeps crashing.
Hey, Jeremy, the stream is
Thanks for the heads up, Jake. I appreciate it. Okay. This scene's fine. It's okay. This scene seems fine. It's okay. What's wrong with this scene? It did it again. Okay, we can't use that scene for now. We're switching to battle cam for now. I don't think we can use that song, Zach. I don't think we're allowed to.
Come at me, copyright motherfuckers. Match that shit to something.
Final Fantasy VII?
Oh, so you admit that my singing is amazing. Thank you, Jason.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Sorry for the random technical difficulties. Moving on. As you arrive back in Legion territory and you begin to progress towards the towards Azrok's Hold, towards the Western Stromholder ruins, there are hobgoblins that go before you, right? Kind of like taking word of your imminent arrival ahead of you to presumably to Azrok. But as you kind of like arrive, the hold is not filled to the brim, but it's pretty packed. There are more people here than there were when you left, and it's definitely one of those scenarios of like, normally when you're in Legion territory, like the Legion is a lot about discipline, right? So a lot of the time when you see activities in the Legion's territory, it's disciplined, it's regimented. People are doing what they're supposed to be doing. There's a little bit of like a laxness right now as people are just kind of like gathering here without a reason. Well, I mean, they have a reason, but without a duty, a purpose here, right? And it's pretty clear they're trying to like see what's going on. So as you all arrive, right, like you're kind of like hot on the heels of your announcements. You come into Azrok's feast hall. Azrok is there upon his throne, encased in his black iron armor. Lurkana stands nearby, her arms kind of crossed in front of her, leaning against the wall. And there's kind of like, it's as silent as it can be in a hall with dozens and dozens of bodies in it, right? Like, so as to say, there's a lot of ambient like noise, like breathing and stuff like that, but no one's talking. As soon as you enter, everyone goes quiet. What do you do?
You guys want me to do it? Take care of it?
I mean,
You started it.
Okay. I walk up. Obviously, I got blood coming from my ears. You know, I'm pretty injured.
Yeah, clearly been in a tussle.
Clearly died and came back.
Yeah, nearly practically did die. And I've got 3 heads.
3 heads? Oh,
yeah,
the
I
hags.
cut the heads off all of them.
Gotcha. I wasn't. I was like, why do you have 3 heads?
Yeah, because I'm a Cerberus. It's called a
That's what I was like. Wow.
Every time I
completely
die,
missed something
people
last
laugh.
week.
Feline Cerberus.
I'm a feline Cerberus, actually.
Yes.
Okay. So I walk up, and I toss not Olive's head on the ground, and I say, "These were our allies, and they lost control." And I look around at everyone, and I say, "These were our allies, and they attacked us." Everybody, because we're the Legion too. Up top, they call me the Butcher. And then I hold out Olive's head. And I said, "There's no threat to the Legion." I drop it.
Okay. Moment passes. And and all of the faces that have been kind of like on you as you go through this display, right? All of those faces have turned now to regard Azraq. Kind of reclined in his throne, very like arms out to either side, leaned back, just very relaxed. Kinda sits up a few moments after you finish. Takes a long time standing. And once again, right, like, you guys have seen him several times at this point, but Azraq is actually quite big for a hobgoblin. Like, when he does the full, like, stand-up thing, he is relatively intimidating. Not quite as,
He's
like,
closer
big as
to orc
Ashes, necessary.
size,
Yeah.
isn't he?
Yeah, he's definitely
Yeah.
closer to, like, a larger, kind of like, human situation, whereas a lot of hobgoblins are a little shorter, right? A little more towards their goblin brethren in stature. Azraq's big for a hobgoblin.
They're like Zach size.
Yeah, right. Like he's still not like he's not a massive Goliath or anything like that, but he's intimidating. And he strikes an
I'm thick,
intimidating
bro.
figure, a commanding figure in his black
Said
iron
Zach,
armor.
not Bones.
Oh.
And
My
so
bad. I'm in character.
Azraq kind of like steps forward, right? Up towards you, Bones. And as he kind of like arrives to you, he hasn't said anything yet. But like, so he's not wearing his helmet, right? Like you can see he's he is wearing his helmet. Sorry, but you can see through kind of like the open face. His eyes are kind of like locked on you. And you hear this little like tapping of his foot as he stands in front of you for just like a moment, just like a heartbeat, right? And then almost like immediately after that tapping happens, he steps forward, and you realize he's not stepping forward, he's stepping up. He puts a foot on Olive's head, and he just crushes it underfoot. And brain matter and bone shards and blood just kind of like squishes underneath his foot. And he kind of like holds out a hand to you as he does that.
Does he want a hug or he want a little hand grab?
It's kind of like
Do
one of
the-
those like
do the
clasping
forearm.
of the arms
The
type
man
of thing. Right, yeah.
handshake. Like
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. I do the cool hand.
Yeah,
grab,
so as soon as you like reach out, like he full contact, grabs your hand, like pulls you in and does the like clap on the back type thing. And again, he's in
so you do want a
full
hug. Okay.
black iron armor, so like when he does that, it's like getting hit. Oh god, in the back, right? And he doesn't do it
Attack.
gently, right? So like it's gonna bruise, but
Yeah, that's fine.
there's almost kind of like this collective sigh of relief that seems to happen throughout the room.
Damn, was
at
everyone
this
like
moment.
armed up? Were they like ready to fucking kill us?
No,
They were ready to murder
no
us if
weapons
we
were
didn't
drawn or
make
anything
them
like
happy.
that, but there was absolutely this air of unsurety, right? Azraq like steps back, releases your hand, and he turns and begins to kind of like survey the crowd. And as this happens, he begins to tell a story, right? He starts to talk about the story of a young war leader, right? Who became incredibly promising, whose bold strategies led to several great victories for him and his forces, the forces under his command, right? And as he's starting to speak, right, like you see recognition in the eyes of a lot of the people here, right? They have heard this story before. They know it well. And Ezrah continues, right? Like he talks about some of these victories. He talks about the skill of this commander. And as he does, right, he is intentionally highlighting certain things, right? Like arrogant tendencies, talking about how highly this war leader thought of himself, how only his will mattered. And then ultimately he gets to the point to where he tells of how this war leader ignores his advisors, marches to war, and is ambushed, and his command is just obliterated, right?
Mhm.
And there's this kind of like nodding again, right? Like all of these individuals knowing this story as if it's almost kind of like a mythos within the Legion. And so there are no surprised faces as he kind of like gets to this part of the story and then begins to kind of like wrap it up. And he says, right, like he actually specifically says, he learned nothing that day. Or, sorry, he learned that day that we are nothing without our allies. That in order for us to be great, and then the entire room finishes the sentence. And you all just hear, like, ringing in your ears, we are Legion! And it's kind of, like, weird, right? Like, there is this intense, obvious moments of togetherness, right? Of cohesion. And then, like 5-10 seconds go by during the, like, after this, like, uniformed shout where there's almost kind of like cheers and this kind of like raucous camaraderie, and then it's immediately over and people are just leaving, right? Like they're just gone. And you begin to see that Legion kind of like discipline efficiency thing immediately kick back into action. They were lax for a moment, the thing got resolved, and now everyone's back to business. Everyone's going to do what they're supposed to be doing, right? What do you all do in these few moments as the crowd breaks and begins to filter out to their various locations?
Are there any that are like
Just kind of, yeah.
side glancing, or it seems like
You
at
can roll
least
me an
based on
insight or perception check.
Oh, well, insight I'm trained in, so that's not as bad.
Do it up.
So specifically looking for people that may not be as excited by the outcome.
Not drinking the Kool-Aid necessarily.
Yeah.
Sure. You see a couple of individuals glance your way, and you saw this as you kind of like entered into Legion territory on your way back, right?
Yep.
There are individuals who marked your passage, but were not happy about your passage necessarily, right?
Yep.
Not overt hostility, right? But people died, right? Members of the Legion fell. And members of the Legion fell to an enemy. And you realize, right, like that's the distinction that's been made here. You probably did not do something that you should have done, right? But when the Legion was faced with an enemy, you, as a part of the Legion, went and dealt with that enemy. And that is what the Legion does. So, you are still considered a member of the Legion. You are still staunch allies. But whereas with your victories over Terissa and House Avrindar, that was very much like a introduction into being heroes of the Legion. With the defeat of the Xanathar, that was cementing being heroes as the Legion. Now there are cracks, right? And once there are cracks in something, it's really hard for it to go back to being perfect, basically, right? Like, there are probably always going to be members of the Legion now that are suspicious about how true you all are to the Legion.
Are there any that are familiar, like people that we've put effort into, like the person that has the shack that has the portal? Anyone that we've bonded with?
No, none of those individuals, and even the individuals that you see, right, that you do sense that kind of like distaste from. It's not open hostility, right? Like you haven't, that's not to say that there aren't people in the Legion that are going to be like, go fuck yourself, right? But like, you, however they may twist it, right? Like, to blame you for the deaths of those that perished, right? You weren't the ones who attacked. You weren't the ones who, actually killed people. That would be a different matter entirely, right? Like, you may have been negligent in the opinion of some of the members of the Legion, but that's one of those things of like falling asleep at post, right? Like, they, from the Legion's rules, right? Like, they'll take you and whip you, right? But
it's not punishable by death normally.
Yeah, normally. So yeah, that's kind of like this air that you're getting, this climate that you're getting. And it's I don't want to say it's minor, right? But it is not a lot of people. From a mechanical standpoint, I think you guys can gauge this. I think your characters can gauge this because you're all fucking trained in insight, right? Your reputation with the Legion is not overly damaged specifically because of how you handled this, right? Because as soon as there became the realization that there was an issue, you guys immediately went and handled things, right? Anything else that you guys want to do in this interim as people are filing out and going back about their business?
I guess as it gets a little thinner, because it's not something I want to necessarily draw attention to, like for favor or anything.
Sure.
But I don't even know if I need to bring this up to like Ezrah or Arcana. Like, by any chance, is there a goblin in here, like one of the ones that take the names or anything?
Well, those would all be in the administrative building. But like, if you, what are you looking for? If you need someone to like take a message or jot something down, it's simple.
I guess I'll go to Larcana,
Okay.
since she was the one that originally, spoke with us.
Sure.
And I'll ask her, is there any way I could get the names of those that fell?
She looks at you and she narrows her eyes and she says, depending on what your answer is to the question of why.
Just want to pay my respects to those that fell. I don't want them to just be nameless nobodies.
She looks at you and she says, tonight we feast and drink to remember them. You want to participate, be welcome. but I will not give you their names so that you can drown yourself in sorrow.
Fair enough. I'll walk back to the party and I'll say we're invited to dinner.
Dang, we feasting and drinking?
If we want to stay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I mean,
Are we feasting and drinking?
God damn it.
You guys wanna?
I think that was him calling out to. I think the decision
Bones
was
is, like,
already made.
yelling that to the Legion.
I think the decision was made.
Because if that's the case, Azrock, who's still standing next to Bones, right, just kind of like claps you on the shoulder, and you can see as people are leaving, right, they're already kind of like people are leaving to get out of the way, and then people are getting to work, right? They are already moving tables back around because when the hall goes into like two modes that you guys have seen. It's normally feast hall, but when war is on the table, it rearranges into a war council, right? So now that war is off the table because the Sea Hag Coven has been obliterated, right? They're rearranging back to feast hall, right? So Azrock tells you clearly, right? Like they're getting things ready. If you want to stick around, you are more than welcome to, but he understands that you are busy.
That is true. Hey, old man, you want to see my cool new dagger?
Yeah, absolutely. Azrock wants to see your cool new dagger.
Oh, let me see that dagger.
Alright, I show him the Serpent's Fang.
He appraises it, right? Like he praises the make of it, the curvature of it, right? Because it's basically kind of like almost like a kukri, right? But and
Bro,
you know,
puking.
he kind of like hefts it, makes a couple of like practice style cuts or slashes through the air, and then hands it back.
Yeah.
He makes the comment, right? Azrock's not he gives speeches, but he's not one of like many words, right? So like he'll give the grand speech, but then when he's not typically one for casual conversation. But he kind of like, he'll gesture to each of you and kind of like appraise the fact that you all seem to be doing quite well for yourselves. You all seem to be gearing up, right? Getting more items about your person, seemingly more confident in yourselves for some of you, right? Comments on Ezrah, right? Like he actually makes the comment of he can, and he kind of does it with one of distaste, not distaste, but like it's clear he's not a huge fan, but he kind of like he'll make the comment of like he can
Of the magics.
he can smell the magic on you, right? Like he'll actually say, and not in an impolite way, but he'll say you reek of it, right? Because it's just so strong on you now, right?
I just kind of awkwardly laugh because I don't know how to respond.
Right. But I mean, in his own crude way, right? Like Azrock is praising the strength that you all have gathered, even in just the short interim since defeating Xanathar, right? So. And especially since like you guys showed up on the Sargoth level, like several months ago.
Has it been several months?
I say several months ago. It's been like 2 months ago, I think, since you showed up on
the whole adventure has been like what, 60 days?
You're going on. No, you guys are going on. You're about 3.5 months in.
Okay, well, things have progressed.
Yeah. Anyways, you guys are welcome to hang around and feast and drink It's kind of like a wake style scenario. You're more than welcome to do that, or you are, like Azrock and Lurkana both will tell you, like, Lurkana. I don't think Azrock will tell you this. Azrock will tell you you're free to come and go as you please, right? Lurkana will take you aside and tell you, right, that your actions today are what needed to be done, and that she hopes that you take this not as a slight, but as open communication between allies, right? She tells you, within the Legion, we don't keep secrets. And even if you did not think it to be a secret, and you see she stops, right? And she realizes, of all the people that she's talking to right now, you are the ones that she's sharing a secret with at the moment, right? So she stops and she kind of like shakes her head and she thinks better of it and she says, look, there's a threat to the Legion. Don't keep it to yourselves.
Okay.
Oh, and while we got you aside, we've been as far as the 8th level, and we haven't found your son yet. But we're keeping an eye out.
She nods, and she says, "I'm not entirely sure you understood what I just said."
Well, now I'm confused.
She looks at you, Bones. She says, are you, or are you not, a part of the Legion?
Yeah.
Did I not just say, if there's a threat to the Legion, you communicate that?
Uh-huh. Oh, I understand.
You do?
Hold on, timeout. She means her son's a threat to the Legion? Is that what that means?
That's kind of my takeaway.
Because I feel kind of stupid.
That's
not
kind of
what-
where I'm.
She looks at you all. She kind of
At this point, I'm not sure. Like,
she kind of smiles wryly.
Our heads to the point where, like, I'm not even sure that I understand now.
This is us. This is Larkana's statement.
Like, I thought I understood, and then you kept
Yeah,
asking, "Do you
look,
understand?" And I was like,
I'm interested in
insightful.
what was
I'm really
Matashai's take.
stupid.
What was Matashai's take?
I just thought she was like, "Yeah, my son's a threat. Let me know if you find him."
Okay. Lurkana smiles wryly. She is an intelligent woman, but I don't know that she would be considered clever among the hobgoblins or among the Legion. So she's kind of like having a moment where she's like, "Aha! I am the clever one in the room," right? And she shakes her head at you, Bones, and she says, "What I did today, challenging you like that, I did it so that you could save face with everyone."
Okay, yes, I did get that. But continue explaining though.
But that concept, right? the idea that you were at fault because you're a part of the Legion and you did not defend, warn, whatever the Legion. That goes both ways.
Mm-hmm.
If you are a part of the Legion, then a threat to you is a threat to the Legion.
Okay, got it.
Oh man.
We should probably talk about House Alvendar then.
She nods at you, and she nods at Ashes, and she says, Floor 8, and you haven't gotten yourselves killed, which means you're either killing a lot of things, making a lot of friends, or making a lot of enemies. I'd hazard a guess it's a bit of all of the above.
Column A, column
Yeah.
B. A little bit of column C, too.
Azrock has spoken to me on this. Where you go is not exactly possible for the Legion to tread. This whole... You are the Legion, so in going there, you, the Legion, are treading there. Too many words. You're getting yourself into trouble? Good. Fine. We can't help you if we don't know about it.
Okay, gotcha. Locked to Argar.
Wrong race, man. Wrong race.
You don't know what they speak here?
Look,
I
talk.
thought for sure you were going to say
It's
close
court.
enough.
Go with the same difference. Really get under Mitch's skin.
Okay, well, yeah, so just, full disclosure, they're real mad. I killed a lot of their daughters, or we killed a lot of their daughters, and now
Yes, I
death
know.
squads are popping out of portals. So...
You started that here. I'm presuming you're continuing it.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm gonna burn their house down.
Did you say popping out of portals?
Oh, yeah, uh-huh.
We already have guards on all of the portals we've identified. We'll post more.
That's probably prudent. I think most of yours is tied at my place, so... Should be fine.
I only know of the one that you have used before, and then the one to the south.
What's the one to the south? Does anyone remember that?
I'm
have a
looking at the
lovely
map right
map.
now. We only have one portal on floor 3
That we know about.
that we know about.
You guys have seen this portal before. I just don't know. I think this was prior to you guys really keeping intricate track
Oh,
of
shit.
portals.
It's inaccurate.
Oh no, Jay. This is the Sargoth level. Okay, I see the port. No, that's not the portal symbol. Oh, I see the portal symbol. It's very far south. It is near where the drow were.
That is
See,
exactly.
it's all black to me.
Yeah, I only have one on floor 3 marked.
I've opened a level 3 Sargoth level in player handout
gotcha.
maps.
Gotcha. I forgot that's a thing.
Okay, does anyone remember what it was or what it is?
Lorcana can describe it to you.
Oh, please, yes.
She'll say that it's they only know it because they recognize the similarity to the one in
The hold, yeah.
the hold, but it's a stone archway embedded into the cave wall. And
yes.
its keystone and the basin stones each bear an engraving of an old man reaching outwards with a staff. It's almost kind of like a pseudo 3D image.
I don't think we've seen the twin
Yeah,
of that
cast
one.
magic at it.
That seems likely to me. We haven't seen the other side of that though, have we?
That's where you guys got ambushed by Drow after you had like the peace agreement with House Avrindar and you like went through their territory. This patrol like came up behind you and tried to gib you.
Let's go check it
Okay.
out.
No, we can go check it out. Okay, cool. Yeah, we kind of forgot about that one.
What are the odds that it goes directly to Dwemercore?
Actually,
Seven.
I don't know where that one goes. I need to go look it up real quick. I have my own handy dandy gate document.
Get
Called portals, Jeremy.
Portolo.
It's
Gotcha.
called a lance.
Hello.
Ghetto.
Okay.
Love that
Well, I mean, if you guys want to go investigate that, it's just a jaunt down south of the Legion's territory.
I begin jaunting.
And I mean, they need time to get everything set up for the feast. So, okay, sounds good. A hop, skip, and a jump later. I'm just gonna teleport you guys all over there.
Where's the link to the portal map?
It's
It's
Should be bookmarked.
it's pinned.
pinned, yeah. All right, guys are all down there.
It is. Open original.
I guess when you leave, right? Like Lurkana would have asked if you needed like any assistance, if you needed like a patrol or something to go with you or anything like that.
It should be fine. We're in Legion territory.
Then you guys are able to make your way south, and then through the winding, watery or moist tunnels and into this space, which
Yeah, we
Sharper came
you've
in
been here before.
dropped ass and left.
That's funny.
Yeah, we don't even
Um,
have this one on our thing.
So the area that you walked through prior is, I think, if I'm remembering correctly, it's kind of like natural formed cavern, and it has this kind of purple swirl pattern on the southeast wall. And then, actually, where you're at now, right, is, I want to say, like I said, right, it's where you got ambushed by those drow, and the only other thing here now, all those bodies seem to be gone. Well, of course, that was weeks and weeks ago, right? But embedded into the southeast wall here is just this stone archway and a keystone and the two basin stones, each bear an engraving of kind of like an oldish looking man reaching out with a staff.
Okay. Yeah, we've not seen this one. I mean, the pair to this one, to my knowledge, right?
Sure.
Unless it's something you
Start by reaching out
uniquely
with a
different.
staff.
Okay,
Yeah.
reach out with the staff. That's
Okay.
that's a good thing to start with.
Matashtai, are you just reaching out with the staff?
Sure. Yeah, I'm gonna do what the thing shows.
You said there are like bottom stone
Yep.
thingies
There's
as well.
the keystone and then the
The
two
top
basin
one?
stones.
What do the two basin ones show?
Same thing.
They all show. So they show three men reaching out with the staff. Somebody give me a staff. I pull out a 10-foot pole.
Okay.
I reach out.
Okay.
Now we're two men. Ezra, you got a staff? Reach out.
Reach
I
out
reach
and
out.
touch gate.
With my brass metallic bird flittering around my staff.
Okay.
All right, do anything?
All three of you reach out with staves towards the gates.
Yeah, staves.
Nothing seems to happen.
Shit, bitch.
Okay, try a magic staff. So we got two magic staves. Here's a magic staff. I give you the healing staff.
All right, now I got a magic staff.
Reach out with the healing staff.
I'll reach out.
Okay. You all gesture towards the archway with your staffs. Nothing seems to happen.
Okay, I take the staff back. I had low expectations for that one anyway.
Fair. Okay.
Were we touching the stones or were we touching the portal?
Were you touching
Read
anything?
both.
I thought we were just reaching out.
Oh, I thought I was touching like where the
I
portal.
thought we were
would go.
touching one of the stones. Is
I think,
what my interpretation was.
is the caution like we want to
We
make sure
proceed
we're
to
not
touch everything, Jeremy.
Okay. How are you touching everything?
With
the staff?
stabs.
We're doing it with staffs.
Okay. So I'm gonna do an intuitive leap here and say that you guys went from 1, 2, 3 stabs gesturing or holding out towards it to 1, 2, 3 stabs touching.
Yeah, touch it.
Sure.
Yes.
Third staff touches. Silvery film opens within the
Shit,
portal.
yeah.
Yeah, we did. We touched good.
Lead the way, Bones.
You guys don't want to go get Pretty Creepa's blessing? You just want to go in? I'm down. Let's do it. I go in.
Where's the Irish goodbying after?
Wow. What about dinner?
We have no idea where this goes. I just want to make sure you're fucking serial, because I'll do it. I'll end this campaign now.
We know Bones will do it. It's will everyone
At this
else
point,
do
we've
it.
never actually gone through one of these blind.
We
In
did.
front of me
We
to-
did once, and we
Yep.
got rebuffed.
No,
Yeah,
well,
we
yeah,
warned.
you did get rebuffed
We
once,
did
but
try
also
to
you have gone
once,
through
yeah.
one of these. Oh
We
well.
did go through one. We went through one blind when we ended up on 6.
Yeah, when you went from
Yep.
floor 4 to floor 6,
That was kind
and
of.
you couldn't go back.
We felt like that one was on necessity, though.
Oh yeah, I feel
It's
like I remember that one.
This one could skip us. Lord knows how far. Are you guys down?
I mean,
Well,
honestly,
look.
kind of.
It kind of seems like an
I just need to
unnecessary
know
risk.
what,
but I'm
what
down.
dinner plans are.
Yeah.
Definitely. an
Jay's only
unnecessary-
concern is are we just leaving the Legion?
Look,
Is that what's happening?
I'm just worried about the optics. Like,
Right?
He said, "Come if
Oh
you
god,
want
they
to."
left without eating food. Yeah, I'm definitely sure that's how hobgoblins.
It was
think.
made expressly clear to you guys, right, that you were under no obligations to stay, that you were welcome to stay if you wanted to, right? But like, Ezrah specifically, right? Like he stated that your adventures are important, right? And you are busy people.
I'm cool with our cool goodbye. It's not an Irish goodbye. It's a cool goodbye.
I think you're just excited to do something.
I mean, if Jake's willing to go through the
Spontaneous.
portal, like I'm ready to go in.
Lead the way.
or how?
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just getting our label down.
And you guys don't want to go and get the blessing. You want to specifically deal with whatever's going to happen.
What would you like to do, Zach?
I'm admittedly a little nervous, but I'm willing to go in.
If I told you, wait, let's go get the blessing first, would you like that, or would you not care about that?
I mean, me and you are quite hurt, and this blessing specifically involves getting more hurt. So
That is true. You guys could take a short rest. I don't think you have short rested today, have you?
I don't think so.
Wait,
Because you
let
guys
me
didn't
check my
short
hit
rest
dice.
after the marrow or the
Nope, I still have
the-
my hit dice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we should definitely short rest.
Yeah, you guys could totally short rest and get the blessing.
All right, let me hit some people with some heals before we do so.
Okay.
Okay,
Uh,
yeah.
Rest, can we just like eat?
All right, what you guys at?
Look, Ashes, if you want the optics of eating with the Legion, just tell everyone.
I mean, I don't know. Like, if it could be good optics because it's camaraderie, but it could be bad optics because what if like all the friends and family of those who died were there and they're like giving us eyeballs all night?
Super
Gotcha.
bones.
Jake, look, I'm Doyle Strong. Does
that
that
a
mean something in
reference?
Wisconsin?
No.
No, definitely not.
Oh, shit.
I think that's
No.
like a family shirt that you bought.
And that also looks like that's got a
honestly
clover
makes me
on it,
more.
so it's
it has a-
probably something Irish.
It honestly makes me more exciting that it's possibly a family union shirt.
Nice.
Like
But
a reunion, they all got together like Doyle strong.
Yeah.
We don't really have a strong Irish,
Yeah, we do.
do we?
Mitch is wearing a shirt that says Dublin.
Well, that's because I
That's 'cause
went
he
to
went to
Ireland,
Dublin.
But
He went there.
Well, I'm just saying, you can't say there's not a strong Irish thing while you wear the shirt that says Dublin.
All
I
right.
didn't say that.
While in Wisconsin.
Okay,
And
what's
it's mostly
happening?
Polish and
Yeah.
German.
Pull it back in. Pull it back in. What?
No, I don't want to. I want to talk about regionality.
I just got punched for 13 HP.
Okay.
So I only had 2 key points left, so that's all you get.
All right. So are
Delicious.
you guys short resting? You want to
Okay.
go back
Yeah.
to the Legion short rest
Do you
and
want
get the blessing?
no. Do you want to eat ashes? I feel like you really want to eat.
I feel like he wants to eat. Like
We can just
mean,
do this.
it-
We can
it's-
just do this tomorrow.
I'm
not a-
personally
Okay,
fine without food.
clarity on eating, right? Like you guys could go to the feast for an hour and then peace out. You don't. It doesn't have to turn into a you go to the feast
what
and
if-
you've got to get shit faced and you've got to be there for 12 hours.
What if us
Like
eating
Christ.
dinner was our short rest? What if that was what we were?
Yeah,
short
absolutely. That would
resting
count as a short rest. 100%.
Well, let's do that then. That sounds great.
Okay, we do that then.
Okay. You guys travel down, mess around with this
Right.
portal, figure the portal out, you think. Come back or head back to the Legion territory. They are basically kicking off the feast, right? Some words are said. It's relatively short, and then there's a bunch of food in the feast hall. More than food, though. There's a bunch of drink in the feast hall. And you guys are free to hang out, carouse, schmooze, lament, whatever you want to do. And this will count as a short rest for you all. Assuming you don't get into any, like, brawls or anything like that during it. Which you're not getting accosted, so any brawls you start are the only brawls you're going to be in.
I lost 2 HP.
Nice.
5.
God damn.
Wait, how many hit dice do I regain on a long rest?
Half.
6.
Half rounded
Ha-
down.
half of everything?
Half of your total.
Half of
Okay,
your
so I
total
can do
rounded down.
I can do one more. 78. Okay.
Or are you trying to keep at least half?
That's good enough. Yeah, I'm trying to keep a little bit.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. All right. Is there anything that you guys want to do during the feast? Or are you just being present and commiserating as best you can?
I'm just being present.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't really have much to
That is
like,
perfectly fine. I'm just giving you
or
guys the
say.
opportunity before I yoink it away from you.
I'm gonna go ahead and pop my what is that, Font of Magic, and burn 3 Sork points to regain a spell slot of 2nd level.
Okay, sweet.
Noise. Spell
good.
slotting up.
So, do we find Prita?
I don't think she's invited.
Yeah, I mean, during the feast, like, you will actually see Prita moseying, like, shuffling through, given a wide
She
berth,
is at the feast.
getting some food, so you can approach her very easily. The Prita Creepa.
Such a creeper.
Okay, well, we would like her
See.
blessing.
Bless us, Plox.
Bless us,
Was it,
sweet
what was it, like
necromancer.
2d12 damage or some bullshit?
Damn, was it 2d12?
Let's go check. We got
There was something that-
blessings.
It was something where I rolled really poorly and it was like a third of my
No,
health.
It is
Forgot we take
2d12 though.
damage from this?
2d10.
Yeah, we do.
Each of you rolls
Alright,
individually.
Ashes, wolf up and then roll the damage.
Yeah, so you each have to
16,
ritually
Christ.
let some blood into
We
Prita
each
Kripa's...
do?
Each
Yeah,
of
all
you
of
has
us.
to ritually let some blood into, if you want the blessing, into Prita Kripa's...
Christ
cauldron.
almighty!
Of course Mitch did. Of course.
Did we do this before the short rest?
Of course. Oh.
I feel like when I rolled, it was like 18, and it was like a third of my health just
My
gone.
Fucking
Goodness.
Christ!
Yep. You thought I was kidding when I said 2d12.
Ay, 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 ay.
It's a fifth of my health!
You hit a vein. You're like, oh god!
That's a fifth of your HP. You have 100 HP?
I have
I have
100.
102 HP.
Damn, alright.
He's a thick ass boy. Well, you have the constitution
I have the
boosting thing.
periactive health.
Yeah.
Oh.
So his
okay.
constitution is 19.
If I did not have that, it'd be like, was that 3 times 11 less HP?
Yeah. Yeah.
Jeez.
It'd be
God
a shit
damn.
ton less.
Damn, you'd be a
Yeah,
little,
I'd have like
Well,
70 HP.
you'd be a little sick boy. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah.
Oh, I've gotta tempt Matashtai away from that item.
No.
No.
Okay.
Oh, I love it. Okay.
Alright, so now I just want to last check. Everyone's cool with going in. I'm down to go first. I just
Yeah.
want to make sure
Okay,
everyone.
I just want to
good.
clarify. Have it be on the record. This is a terrible idea, but
Yeah,
Mick,
it's a bad
the
idea.
player, is kind of excited by the like random chance of where we could go.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
As a character, none of us should be making this decision, but
Except for Bones,
As
because this
players.
is definitely something Bones would do.
I don't know, Ashes, you were told to stop
Hurry the fuck
being
up.
a bitch when
Yep.
it comes to the gates.
Yep. All right.
I'll
here's
laugh.
the bitch going in a gate.
I'll laugh when this takes us to the mirror on the first level.
yeah, right. Takes us back up to like level 1.
The first level, it's a mirror. This is not the same
I know.
gate.
I understand.
Well, are the gates the same on both sides?
Not always.
I mean, not always.
Okay. Alright. Sounds like the decision's been made. You all plunge into the gate. Into that. Oh my god. Into that silvery film, right? And then back into the back into the arcane kind of like stream that pushes you throughout the veins of Undermountain. As you all enter into the gate, you feel that kind of familiar restriction, right? Like you are not traveling forward. You are held in place.
Oh.
And as you are held in place, I think we've got music. It's in a momento. Check.
Oh shit, we got music for this particular moment in the portal.
Hey, remember that time
Great.
when Ezra just went into one and as a clone self and it got absolutely nuked?
Yeah, that's how we get our second characters in.
It was like a Yamcha crater.
Oh.
Yeah, you got fucking obliterated. Yeah, I remember that.
God, was that Nappa that did that?
Well, it was a Cyberman, but it was grown
Oh,
by
yep,
Nappa.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh,
So-
season 2. No, that was season 1?
You
That was
all
season 1.
you all find yourselves bound, held within the silvery stream of the arcane gate. Your destination unknown, unsure of where you might be headed. But the presence that binds you is a familiar one, as is the feminine voice that speaks. You have found another new way forward.
Oh, forward. Okay, this is a good sign, probably.
You know not where you travel. Foolhardy and brash. Seems I have this conversation with you repeatedly, and you have yet to learn your lesson. What am I to make of that?
Who was taking lead with her? Ezra or Matt?
I don't really remember. But
It was Matt.
sorry,
It's always Matt.
I got distracted because I thought up a group name as the Brash Boys.
The Brash Boys! It's like the Bash Boys, but it's the Brash Boys. I like it. But I like most things, so I'm
So what was her
character.
question again?
She says, "How many times do I have to teach you this lesson, old man?"
No, she calls you foolhardy and brash, right? And she's basically saying that, you know, you keep doing this, you know, it is...
Look, we've
You're
got a
not
map
wrong.
we've got to fill out. Like, we can't just have these grayed out lines all over the place. We have to know.
You're not wrong, but the more we know about these ways and can map where they go, the more we can fix this place.
The more you know.
Thank you, PBS.
You are not wrong. But you've seen the shadow. You have felt its touch.
True.
You would face it
Giggity.
anyways?
Well, in all honesty, and I'd love to, not, but I'm not going to run from it.
Yet.
The
mean, we
the voice like pauses for a second and says, "You intend on going yet further."
Intend to see this to the end.
I thought you liked the others.
What others?
They all get curious. Everyone tries a gate. Most don't try a second time. At least, not if they have a choice. Many do not. And many lose themselves because of it. You have a choice. Yet you keep pushing further. And what am I to make of that? You... Say you're gonna see
Fucking
this through to
idiots.
the end. You fucking idiots. There's I don't know if I'm conveying it well, right? There is just this air of uncertainty, right? Of hesitance in this feminine voice. But not just in the voice itself, right? Like in the air of power around you, right? Like the power that holds you, tethers you now, right? There is this kind of like almost kind of like wavering to it. clicking things.
Don't worry about that.
Okay.
That was
That little guy? Don't worry about that
That's-
little guy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That was conversation in the Discord.
The moment is brief after this voice asks that question. And then the voice, more confident, more firm, says, if you plan on going further, if you plan on seeing this to the end, you will need allies. You will need assistance. You'll need aid against the dangers that await you. I have done my best to protect you so far. I will continue to do. But my reach is limited to these gates.
What does that mean? You be protecting us in the gates?
When are you going to tell us who you are?
Goodbye.
Oh, no.
Sorry.
She says, I cannot. I cannot invoke Eye of the Shadow. That is discover on your. But I can aid you in another way. With prophecy.
Oh, I fucking love prophecy.
I love prophecy as well.
All right, let me get a notepad.
And it was like it was presented as like a question, right?
Yeah, prophesize us.
Sure, yeah. Take prophecy.
Cat Daddy loves the mystics.
And that wasn't just me, right? Like you hear the voice kind of like exhale in this kind of like, guess here we go, right? Like
I
kind
thought
of
you were
way.
mad I called myself Cat
Bonus
Daddy.
points if it's in the form of haiku.
Not bonus points then. You all feel that kind of like silvery energy around you go cold. Really cold.
Really cold.
And you hear this kind of like droning in your ears after a few seconds, and you realize it's your blood pumping sluggishly through your veins, right?
Great.
And your heart kind of like boom, 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 and it gets louder and louder and louder in your ears. And faintly, just ever so faintly, against that backdrop, right? You hear this voice begin to speak. The Mad Mage dances Shadow's 7-string. Puppet can't help but move to its master. The tear in the weave sends out its tendril, trapping more to its will. Puppets of fang and fist, shadow, storm. The 7 are the key. Sever the 7 string from the 8th, or the 9th are reborn shadow.
I would make a terrible stenographer.
I made it
Yeah.
to Whims and then I got distracted.
I was hoping he was gonna give us a copy pasta.
Nope.
I assumed there was a copy pasta, so I just decided to
copy pasta.
listen to it.
Next,
I was
next,
trying to stay in
next-
the moment, Jeremy.
I tried
next
to
session
smog.
or next D&D campaign, no notes, no walkbacks, no explanations, nothing. It's
Right.
everything's gonna be off the cuff. I am going to write nothing down, and I'm just gonna leave you guys to your own designs.
You are
Honestly,
gonna
That's the plan.
hate
I'm
that.
okay with that because
You
I
are
think
gonna
that could make for
hate
some
that.
really
The
fun
problem that I
experiences.
would have with it is
Yep.
I would forget shit. Is my
Yep.
my issue, right? I would just be
Yeah,
like,
I'd be
wait,
like, hey,
what the
remember
fuck
when
did
you
I
said
say?
that thing?
And then I'd have to go back and look at VODs and be like, what did I mean when I fucking said that? What does that even mean?
Mitch, I don't think any of us will ever forget your original notes in the first campaign. Time? Question mark?
Magical.
What does this
I had a
even
lot
mean?
of good notes. That was just not one of them.
It was a highlight of that
All right.
campaign.
Copy pasta is. I'm gonna put
I'm
it
excited
in.
something mentioned the 9th, by the way.
Ninth what?
So the 9th would be Reborn in Shadow.
Mm-hmm.
That's
That's,
So like the 7 are
Shadow,
like
7
the
string.
princesses, and there's an 8th, and we're assuming that's maybe the Mad Mage, and then
Or the 9 are I heard the 9th.
I
So
probably,
no, it's
I probably
before the
stuttered.
9.
Born.
Before the 9 are Reborn in Shadow.
And this is why there's copy pasta.
The
Well, I
Mad
gotta
Mage
go-
dances on the Shadow's 7 strings. So there's 7 apprentices?
Yes.
Seth. Yep.
Okay, well that makes sense. A puppet can't help but move to its master's whim. Who's the puppet? I don't know. But,
Shadow. The Shadow.
Question mark? Question mark?
So the puppet
Oh,
is controlled by the mage through the power of the 7.
So the Shadow is controlled with the power. I'm just making an assumption here that the Shadow is the puppet.
tear in the weave sends out its tendrils. Well, that's gibberish. Trapping more to its will. Okay. Puppets of Fang and Fist, Shadow and Storm. And my Shadow there's 4 of those. Ashes has got a Fang, Matt got a Fist, you got a Storm. I guess I'm the Shadow. Puppets of Fang, Fist,
Hey!
Shadow, and Storm.
Name is literally Shade in the Graveyard.
Yeah, I forget that because
I know you forget your own name. I know you do.
The 7 are the key. Okay, so the apprentices are the key. Sever these 7 strings from the 8th. The 8th is, I assume, Halaster. Before the 9 are reborn in Shadow. What's the 9? Who's the 9?
We don't know. We only just found out about the 9 while we were up on the surface last, because Vajra was actually like willing to like divulge what everybody had all their panties in a twist over.
Wait, why are we puppets? Puppets of Fang, Fist, Shadow, and Storm.
Because we do not act of our own. We just don't know it yet.
The 7 are the key. Sever these strings from the 8th before the 9 are reborn in Shadow. The 9 before the 9. Okay. Okay, well, I guess we gotta figure out what the hell the 9 are.
9
Before
R or
that-
9 is? Is it is
says-
or R? Who knows?
The 9R implies...
9 R.
R implies plurality.
Yeah, it
9
does.
are reborn in Shadow.
The
Apparently
moment
we puppets.
after the prophecy, that cold feeling begins to dissipate. The blood through your veins begins to flow freely once more. Your pulsing heartbeats begin to slow and stop reverberating in your ears. And you're still held there. A few moments pass, and you kind of hear this groan from that feminine voice, as if the individual is like dazed or confused, like
Same.
slowly coming out of it.
Heard a shitty pun.
You all right?
The confines. What binds me here takes its toll whenever I try to look outside.
Okay. Okay. Makes sense. What binds you?
The shadow.
Shadow.
Okay. Okay.
Really
Cool.
want some hot fries right now, Zach.
Oh yeah, they're good. They're good. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Okay. Okay. The shadow binds. Cool. I don't have more to add. I don't know where the.
Yeah, I know. I should be asking more questions, but I can't come up with questions to ask.
Right, like I feel like really on the spot, and I'm having like performance
Oh
anxiety.
no, being put on the spot in D&D, the role-playing game? Who'd have thunk?
Okay, I mean, I want to know who this person is and where the shadow lives, but they've been evasive about that.
They are not willing
I
to.
don't think they've
No,
been
they told
evasive,
you
they just
straight out this time.
cannot.
Right, like Matashtai straight out asked, "Are you gonna tell us who you are?" And they said, "I cannot."
They mouth word.
Can you tell us who the shadow is?
The shadow is shadow, an elder god, a being not of this realm.
Right. Okay.
Has it always been here, or was it brought here?
Brought through the tear weave.
Okay. Where is the tear in the weave?
Deep down within Undermountain,
Okay. Okay. So it's in Undermountain
where the
somewhere.
Mad Mage makes his lair.
Oh. Okay.
I don't think you have enough of them in your mouth at one time.
I am both jealous and happy that is not me.
Look, I made the decision to do it, and I stand by it.
Hot fries are a delicious treat. I love them. I love them to death.
They're so good.
Is there anyone... So if you can't tell us who you are, is there someone who does know that we could find?
Seek the heart of magic. Seek
The heart?
Dwemercore.
Oh, hey!
We're kind of already
And
going
within
there, we
its
think, probably.
halls, search out the mysteries of the Seven.
Okay. Mysteries of the Seven.
I swear to God, if this pearl takes us right to Dwemercore,
Just, mwah.
It'll be real sexual right until we get disintegrated.
It's a 1 in 24 chance, right? Or something like that,
fuck.
around that number.
Alright.
All right, well, coolio.
Thank you. And we'll see what we can do to help you.
I will do what I can to aid you further. But the eye makes me weak. I will not be able to protect you this time.
Okay. I thought we already got protection.
You feel that kind of like barrier, the thing that's holding you in place, right? It's been kind of wavering. Now you're starting to like kind of like be actually rocked by the motion of the arcane stream. You realize you're about to be cut loose. Your
Gotcha.
last moments here in this instance are arriving. So if you have any question, is basically like the last one or statement.
I just say, have hope. We're coming.
Roll a persuasion check.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, persuader.
I'm gonna let her down massively.
Oh.
Shatter expectation.
Damn,
You
I
said
just want to
persuasion.
eat more
Yep.
fucking hot chip and lie.
Persuasion.
Remember all the training.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that tracks.
Just the way we like to see it.
Yeah. Well,
She cries as she fades away.
You hear whimpering.
Oh,
You
no.
hear
Perfect.
crying.
Yeah, great.
And then
Uh-huh.
the energy that holds you releases you, and you're
Give me a
all
word.
swept up in the stream as you are launched forward through the arcane tunnels, the veins leading to another place. You see moments later, right? The many eyes of the shadow surround you, and then the hands that race around the periphery, chasing you down this tunnel, this corridor of arcane energy. I need. Let me check my thing-a-ling-a-ling.
let him check his thing. Let him check his thing.
I need a 1d100 from all travelers. In this instance, lower is better.
83, baby! Yeah!
Suck on my 15.
That's right.
Oh my
That's right.
god.
Oh,
That's right.
Oh my god.
all right, ready the
I
poison.
think you just outright die.
That's a thing.
Oh my god.
Okay.
The mythical Nat 100.
The
mythical.
blessing of Krita Kripa, the sacrifice of blood, right? Guards Matashtai and Ashes, wards them from the eyes of the shadow, does not allow their passage to be seen. But Bones and Ezrah are seen by the shadow. And as their bodies hurtle through the arcane stream, it is ultimately Ezrah that the eyes fixate on, and
Yeah.
the hands streak out towards.
No roll necessary.
And this time, there is no protection. There is no...
I've completely critically failed in the worst of ways.
Oh, you
Or
did, but that's not this.
Oh, uh-oh.
There is no protection from your mysterious feminine benefactor, or her power at this moment is spent. So what would normally become a 50-50 roll for Boon or Bane does not get the choice of a 50-50 roll.
So it's a boon.
Oh, it's Bane. But the issue is that 1d100. Or not the 1d100, but the actual 100 on the roll, right? That is an entirely different matter.
Yay!
As the
Experiences.
hands streak out, the shadow grasps Ezrah, halting him in this stream.
Do I become the shadow?
The darkness surges down, and you feel overwhelming power pour down onto you.
Is this something we can see?
You and Matashtai are already swept away. Bones is close enough to witness briefly, right? But he's not held in place, so he is being swept away as well, right? I need from Jacob Vincent.
Who's that?
I need a 1d10.
X.
We now roll 6d20 of damage.
Oh, he's dead.
No, I think he could survive.
60-20? No, I don't think he could. Well,
Roll it out.
yeah, roll it out.
Roll it. I'm gonna roll it out.
Roll it out.
I'm not.
73. He's dead.
I'm not true dead, but I am very much unconscious.
He's
Yeah,
No,
unconscious.
I think in this situation you'd be true dead.
That was 2 points under my maximum.
Oish, 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 oish.
Can I survive?
Okay. Interesting.
Yes, you can survive.
Yes.
Easy.
Well, I mean, with a roll like that, yeah, absolutely.
Rubbish.
You see a rune flash above this beast of shadow that has you in its clutches, right? And you feel that energy pour into you. And you've had a situation like this happen before to you, right? You even bear a rune of a boon upon your person at this exact point in time.
Indeed, I do.
But you have seen your allies be touched by the shadow as well.
Giggity.
But every time that happens, after the rune flashes, the individual is released, and they are swept away in the stream of the arcane. The hands do not release you. And you see eyes begin to flow out from around you, or out from around the corridor of magic, and down the tendril-like arms of shadow, down around you in the clutches of the shadow, until you are looking back at dozens of eyes, different colors, different shapes, all now surrounding you in this basically like mass of shadow that is gripping you, looking up, peering into your soul. And you see madness in these many eyes. Madness of many different shapes and form. I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw for me.
Oh, I'm fantastic at those.
Before you roll anything, your DC is a 25. I think you cannot succeed unless
The highest I can get a 19.
If you critically succeed, if you roll a 20.
Wow! Jesus Christ! A 100 and a 20.
Wow.
I want to know the odds. I want to know the fucking odds.
Good thing I bought a Powerball ticket.
All right.
Jesus Christ.
Ezrah is not irrevocably marked by shadow. I'm not going to explain what that is because that might happen to someone later on. But Ezrah, in this instance, is not irrevocably marked by shadow. You feel this overwhelming urge of madness, this foreign, chaotic, horrendous thing, to the point to where what you are experiencing, you've fought a fucking floating eyeball that shoots laser beams, right? Like, Ezra's seen some shit. But this unnerving scenario is it's almost kind of like projecting images into your brain that don't scare you, they confuse you. They don't make sense to you. And as these kind of like heartbeats pass, you feel yourself kind of like moving out of yourself and seeing, not through your eyes, but seeing through these many eyes that surround you. And little pieces of these things that they're showing you start to make sense. And it almost breaks your mind. You rolled the fucking natural 20. How does Ezrah resist this effect? How does Ezrah not get driven mad in this moment? I'm gonna leave that one up to you.
Because I don't fucking know.
Because I don't fucking know. That's gonna have to be a character moment right there, because I don't fucking know. Why there are dice gods.
Roll a 1d100. Lower is better. 100.
Then you need a 25. The only thing you can do is roll a natural 20. Natural 20.
5% chance.
Yeah. He in this moment, while he's confused and trying to put the pieces together, there's the thought of family. He thinks back to his sister and his parents and his kind of adopted family with Ash's Bones and Matashtai, and that kind of breaks him out of his rabbit hole that he finds himself on a very many occasions. This is not an
Sure.
uncommon occurrence, but that kind of it gives him that pause to wait. What's going on?
I love the idea that Ezrah, on the cusp of unknowable, chaotic, extraplanar knowledge, right? Has an Ezrah moment where he's like, wait, what? Huh? You know? And that's what breaks him out of the reverie. The moment passes, right? And for whatever reason, right? Because of that skipped beat, because of that dropped connection, because of that lack of focus or whatever the case was, right? Whatever the shadow and the eyes were doing in that instant, right? The moment seems to pass. And it is almost as if the shadow willingly releases you, knowing that whatever it was trying to do is not going to succeed in this moment, and that it will have to wait for a future attempt. The eyes back up the shadowy tendrils, and then the kind of like fingers that are grasping you unbind and release you. The shadow slinks back out of the arcane stream, and you're released down to follow the path of your allies. Which a few heartbeats pass, and all of you are dumped out. And then you wait and wait. And then Ezrah is dumped out as well. And like breathing heavily, right? The encounter having been a potentially deadly one. And there's a very brief moment where all of you see above Ezra's head a rune flashes, right? And then as it's kind of like etched in little dark script above his head, it disappears and you see his eyes kind of like flash black and then return to normal as Ezra is under the effect of some sort of bane. But we will have to figure out exactly what that is and where the fuck you guys are when we come back from break. So we will see you all in just a few minutes. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. It really helps me out. If you'd like to see me live, head over to my Twitch at twitch.tv/thedistanthorizon.